Okay, everybody, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Because I seriously, let's hope I keep it together. All right. Post-market wrap up on this Tuesday, December 13, 2022. Just as you and I expected. Remember this morning I said they were going to float out President Bidenstein, mommy, man. The man to me today when he was speaking looked to be high on some kind of drug. Look, I did practice medicine for 20 years, so maybe I know a little bit about this. That guy's on something. He's on something big time. Anyway, so let's just reverse or back up just a little bit. So we got this inflation report this morning. Okay, guess what, people? Big shock. Inflation continues to rise, but at a slower pace than was predicted by the rocket scientist economists out here who seriously couldn't walk, and they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. They're never right. Okay, this is just a fact. So, as we discussed earlier today, they were going to float out President Bidenstein, and he was going to come out and say some lovely words about this. And it's exactly what he did do. You can't make this stuff up. It's too predictable. We know exactly what they're going to do when they're going to do it. Period. And we have more to talk about that. We got the Fed day tomorrow, big day. So he came out saying a couple of things here. Are you ready? Number one, sit down for this one, honestly. Inflation is coming down. Duh. How about no? It isn't in any way, shape, or form. According to the data that was put out this morning, inflation continues to rise. He's saying, lying to you, he's not so stupid that he can't lie to you, that inflation is coming down. Okay, inflation is not coming down. That's number one. Number two, people are earning more money. Real wages, that is what people are earning, based against continuing rising inflation. People, it's in free fall. And what are people doing to compensate for that? Borrowing beyond their eyeballs, personal debt, household debt, consumer debt, every day just gets higher. Okay, but you see, the thing, high on drugs this morning, okay, trying to lie to you, he was really on something. I'm telling you. How many of you out here either were or are current healthcare providers? What did you think of that? If you had the displeasure and the vomitous displeasure of watching it open its mouth. It's just so funny. When I saw that they were going to float him out today to talk about inflation, it's, I don't know. I went out in my chat room on my website, traderschoice.net. I said, let's hear what comes out of Bidenstein's pie hole. Well, we got a mouthful, honestly, seriously. We also got another interesting thing here. So Goldman Sachs, the Wall Street mega super bank, about 2 months ago, I would say, they started advising their clients that they should be holding gold and silver. Well, this came out again today. Goldman Sachs wants people to know that they should be holding gold. Well, okay, gold is all well and good. I love gold. I own gold. You all know that. But silver is the place to be, beyond any shadow of any doubt. And I know that you've done your homework. Remember I told you yesterday, look at the Dow gold ratio, gold silver ratio, and you will see why Greg Mannarino says that physical silver is and will remain for a while the most undervalued asset on the planet Earth. So stock up while you can here, people. That is exactly how you bet against the debt and you become your own central bank. This has been my theme since day one here. And that's really the truth, is to understand that none of this can stop. Okay, the system can only function if the central banks continue to inflate. Period. They can't stop doing this. Once they stop, the Ponzi scheme ends, and that's all this is. And I've been telling you this for I don't know how long. It's a Ponzi. And in order for the Ponzi to function, well, central banks need to inflate. Henceforth, why You haven't heard a single word from a single mainstream channel about how they can contract the money supply by telling the banks, the major financial institutions, to increase capital reserves. That would stop inflation in its tracks. Imagine for a nanosecond, Mummy Man, the mummy himself. He really looks like a cross between Boris Karloff Frankenstein and Boris Karloff Mummy. He played both roles, I'm telling you, like way before my time, believe it or not. But he really does look like that. Has the same, like, look in his eyes. It's like, yeah, it's just, I can't handle it. I really can't. And I'm starting to sweat, even though I just went away on vacation. I need another vacation. It really wasn't a vacation, though, honestly. It was to, as you all know, fulfill the last wish of my best friend in the world, Ed. I love you and miss you so much. Edward Hall, Pearl Harbor survivor, anyway. Anyway, with that, let us now move forward here. So, what else did we find out today? Not only is inflation continuing to rise here, but food inflation is outpacing everything. Now, let me explain something to you in case you don't know. Now, we all shop, okay? What we're seeing now is nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're going to push. I did a video about this just yesterday. They're going to try to starve people. Believe me, they need yet another very powerful mechanism here to control people, to force people into some type of servitude to the powers that be. And they're going to do that by creating food shortages, water shortages, and pretty much everything else here. If they have to introduce yet again a new disease process, they will do that too. Again, nothing is off the table here, all right? How central banks are going to achieve their end game, that is to be the lenders and buyers of last resort, that is to completely destroy the middle class on a global scale. Central banks are working in tandem together. Oh, they don't coordinate, though. You know how that central banks do not coordinate? Well, because Fed Chair Powell said that at a recent FOMC meeting where he was taking questions from the public, went out of his way to tell us all, oh, they talk all the time, but they don't coordinate. Bullshit. This is a coordinated effort. They're all doing the same things at the same time. It's just by coincidence, really. Are we that stupid? How about we're not that stupid? Not a single person here, I don't care if you're brand new, is that stupid. I think we all get the situation here. But that's where we're going here. So expect anything, and I mean that, any freaking thing. If they have to shut down the global economy again, they'll do it. If they have to use another scare tactic greater than the last one, they're going to continue to keep people in a state of fear. Fear is control, okay? Make people afraid of anything, one thing, and they're done. They become paralyzed, and you can control their minds. It's a tactic that has been used via the media just for as far back as you want to go. Even when rumors were spread by mouth, going back to ancient times here. Fear, and more fear. Make people afraid, and they're done. You own them, honestly. Now, so with the rest of this market today, very volatile day. We opened up much higher. We went negative, positive, negative. We finished positive, little rally, nothing major here. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, broke below 230. Last time I just looked at it prior to this video, 227. Now, tomorrow, big day. Big day with the Fed, and we're going to talk about exactly how it's going to play out in just a second here. Let's go back to the market real quick. So 10-year yield 3.5. Dollar took a nosedive today. Gold and silver doing very well. Bitcoin doing well too, around 18,000-ish. Crude oil doing okay. This is where we stand. Now let's move forward just a little bit. Tomorrow we're going to hear from the supreme it. Look, the real government, you can hear from the real government tomorrow. Everything else is bullshit. They got to float out Mummy Man, Bidenstein creature, this, that, and the other thing. You know, the goal. Oh God, I have to do this every time I think of Loretta Mester. The goal of the Fed. Or if they're going to float out Lex Luthor. That man's, just go look up Neil Kashkari, Cash and Carry, whatever the hell his name is here. The man is twisted. And you can see it in his eyes. He's got some serious thing going on. And he really is the arch villain of the Federal Reserve? Are they going to float out brain tard, whatever it is here? What they got to do? It doesn't matter. But tomorrow we're going to hear the Federal Reserve, their monetary policy decision. And people, I'm going to stick to my guns on this. We're going to get a 50 basis point hike tomorrow. Okay. Anything more than that, first of all, it's not priced in. The market, in my view, has been pricing in a 50 basis point hike. And then I think, honestly, we're going to get maybe another 50, and then we're going to get a pause here or something along those lines. But what's going to happen tomorrow is Powell, Yellowstone himself, is going to lay the groundwork. And then he's going to have his Q&A session, and watch how it plays out. 90% of the questions are scripted. He knows what they are in advance. He's going to be asked a question. He will quickly glance down to look at what he's supposed to say. All right. If there's one thing that a central banker can't be made to look like is a complete imbecile, although the man is, obviously he's having his strings pulled as well here, but he's told what to say, when to say it, just like how they float out mummified presidents who are high on drugs to tell you the complete opposite as to what is really happening. Like again, he said inflation is dropping. Inflation is not dropping. Inflation continues to rise by their own numbers. He's telling you people are earning more money. This is a complete falsehood. Real wages they continue to fall. But tomorrow is going to be a big day. Like I said, expect a 50 basis point hike. If I'm wrong, I'll eat it. I doubt it, though. We'll see how the market responds to that. I'm keeping a little powder dry. If, in fact, this market does fall into some pressure tomorrow, at one point after it opens its mouth, I will buy more, as you all know. Look, I'm in one thing right now, and only one, with regard to equities here, and that is ticker JEPI. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying you should do it or anything like that. Believe me, I told you already. I got in trouble doing that twice. I'm not doing that no more. But I'm telling you what I'm doing, and if they want to come after me for telling people what I'm doing, then they got to go after everybody else on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, and everything else. I seem to be a little bit of a target these days, but that's a whole other thing. All right, look. So with all this, people, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to have a blast. I hope I can keep it together. We'll see. We'll lay the groundwork in the morning, and then we'll finish it all up at the end of the day. Tomorrow, this guy loves you a lot, and I mean that from the heart. I'm going to let you all go, and I'll see you in the morning. Please share the video. That's all.